if you can hear it in my voice, but I am thrilled.
Oh, by all means, this was what I was looking forward to all week. All week.
Yeah. Oh, and we started. Maybe we should talk about the game.
Oh, right, that'd probably be good.
Series is a super exciting section of the game. Personally, my favorite part is where they stop in front of doors. I don't know about you.
I'm more partial to the escape part, where the last 3 rooms are heavily RNG dependent, and you have less than like half a second to react to them. So those are always my favorite. And then there's also my favorite RNGs, where no matter what you react to, you're kind of just screwed. Those are pretty good.
So what you're saying is your favorite rooms are the ones that are like Link to the Past.
Yes, when there's a bunch of different RNG values, and you just have to say, well, I guess I'm just screwed now.
Yeah.
They'll be just damaging themselves on Ridley here to get going. That's the fastest way to get Ridley to go away, and then we're off to the escape. And as everybody knows, whoever wins the series race, the series escape timer, they're always the person who wins the entire race. So this should be a good indicator of things to come.
That was true earlier this week, so.
Man, the series time does not lie. Let me tell you that.
Oh, and Jack, again, with the come from behind in series, is behind in the last room and clutched it out. I think we might have a repeat, folks.
Yeah, this is not looking good already for our intrepid hero, Wild Anaconda 69. He's got a large gap to fill here.
It's okay, I believe in him.
I think that decision to not have Japanese text here, I think that's really what's coming back to bite him here. I'm not sure how he feels about that, but I can definitely say I think it's showing in his performance here.
Yeah, rookie mistake from a veteran player. It's really surprising.
Well, it's just, it's a hard thing to do. You have to select Japanese text underneath start game when you start the game. It's a difficult strat.
I mean, I think the harder part is not unselecting it when you're bored and sitting on the menu waiting for the race to start.
That's good. Well, this race started up pretty quickly, so I guess he just didn't have time to select it since he was probably deselected from it. I'm not sure.
It's kind of a chicken or egg thing. No one really knows.
Yeah. So they'll just be heading down Zeebs here, and they'll be going to collect more missiles and heading up to get bombs. I say this thing every time I commentate on this game, but the first 5 minutes of this game, they have some of the hardest rooms to execute cleanly in the entire game, in my opinion. Once they go back up the elevator, there'll be a series of 3 very difficult rooms to execute in a row. That'll be, of course, the reverse pits, the climb, and the parlor. And these are 2 very experienced runners, so you probably will not see too much difference in their execution, but it's just something to note. Just how much time it actually takes to get good at those rooms is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and all 3 of those rooms do have different strategies, so if it is anything different, it will be subtle, but it is just nice that there are that many options available to you this early in the game with like almost no movement items. Anaconda in the lead at the elevator. Showing Jack he's not going down without a fight.
No, I imagine. So I guess we can come down actually what's a little more on what they'll be doing. They're doing 100%, but they are doing 2 separate routes. So they'll be deviating from each other's routes at around the, I guess, at 15-ish or 16-ish minute mark.
Yeah, around.
Jack and Anaconda after Wave. Jack will be heading down to Crocomire to get Grapple Beam for Meridia, and Anaconda after Wave Beam will head straight to Business Center to get Ice to head up Direct Ship right away. Anaconda's route is, let's say, roughly 20 seconds faster if executed cleanly, but it is more difficult, mainly because of the he has one less energy tank, one fewer energy tank in Wreck Ship, which makes managing his health a lot more difficult and challenging. And he has to do some pretty dumb tricks in Wreck Ship, E-Tank Room, and in Meridia. So as long as he executes those, he'll be saving time over Jack, but it's not a huge difference. The main thing to note is that for a while, it will look like Wild Anaconda is wildly far ahead.
Nice.
But just keep in mind there are route differences in what items they've collected.
And while you were explaining that, Wild had a pretty unfortunate bombs rezo there, not pushing him back into the right side wall and kind of wasting a little bit of time before he actually shot out balls for him to break and get ammo, and then he got bad drop luck at the end there as well, so he's down a few missiles.
It's definitely problematic. It looks, oh man, he didn't even do the backup strat in Terminator to get a free drop off the Gamer.
He did get lucky from the waivers though, so I guess it all worked out.
Yeah, get him lucky. It's always the best strat to do, really. It's very, very difficult to execute.
Yeah. So what's your favorite room in the first Prince Star visit?
Oh man, I gotta say, I've gotta say early Super's room, just because I love that reverse mockball they're about to do.
That was gonna be my answer. I don't have anything now.
A lot of fun. Yeah.
I like this deboost off the super missiles here too. Like if you just time it right and move the same way, you just buffer the damage boost and it's easy every time.
Yeah, it's actually easy, but it might not actually be the fastest method to get back. That's kind of the unfortunate truth behind that deboost.
Really, can you please drop the knowledge bomb on me because I'm not aware of this?
It honestly depends on the Sidehopper's RNG. If you can get over there, over to the left quickly without taking damage, and then back again, you can actually... well, if this course all depends on what strat you're getting to go to the left in the first place. If you do that damage boost off the waivers that they both attempted, then it doesn't work quite the same way, but you can get back faster without that damage boost off of the waiver, but it's not a big deal.
Oh, Jack and Wild both got the reverse mockball exit we were talking about. We being me and Fusca, obviously.
Thank you for explaining the Wii, but that's a good thing they both got it, because that's actually a pretty big difference. You'll lose like 7.5 seconds if you don't get it, and that's a pretty big difference this early in the game. Definitely neither one of those runners wanted to miss that for sure.
And they will be skipping a missile pack here, but don't worry, they're going to come back and get it later. They didn't forget, I hope.
Well, they may have forgotten, but the good news is they'll have another chance. Another chance to forget in about 30 minutes, around there.
Wild Anaconda got up into leading charge beam, so I honestly think that he has this race locked up.
You know what? That's a good point. There's not really much Jack can do to combat that kind of strategy.
Of just hitting the tricks.
Just not making mistakes and just hitting those frame perfect tricks.
Yep. Wild Anaconda is indeed on fire, but I don't think we need the fire department here.
So, if you're familiar with the old any % route that's CFB and I did, there's not much difference in the first 10 minutes or so. The main things being that they'll get a few more missile packs and Spazer. Spazer being the big difference here in 100%. It's actually, since you have to get it, it's faster to get it now since there's a very easy, since the other times you've been going through here, there's various ways that'll slow it down otherwise. because you'll go through this room like 3 times,
I think so. Yeah, that sounds right.
and the second time, I guess you could probably get it then, but that would lose you a menu. So I guess not, but it would lose you a menu in the new route, so that wouldn't be ideal. But
I think it would mess up a couple strats as well.
Yeah, having space definitely makes a few rooms a lot easier. It doesn't really make things faster, I would say. It just makes them easier.
Yeah. So they're coming up on Kraid, and this is everybody's favorite giant thing that you're not supposed to see the second phase of, I guess. And they're going to attempt to stun lock him with missiles and then put a few super missiles in his mouth and just put him from 100 to 0 instantly. Hopefully Jack gets this. Nice. Now I really hope Wild gets it. And they go with it, so that's very good. Because that can lose you, what would you say, like anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds if you miss it?
I mean, depending on how badly you miss it, right? Because
yeah,
usually when people miss Kraid quick kill, they don't necessarily always notice they missed the initial setup, and they still fire their ammo anyway.
Yeah.
And if you fire all your ammo, you lose a lot of your firepower for when Kraid stands up. So it's really, really costly if you do that, and it'll probably cost 15 seconds minimum, I would say.
Yeah, it doesn't help also that it's random when he opens his mouth the first time after he stands up.
Yeah, it's annoying sometimes. He's standing there shooting him and he doesn't do anything.
Jack went for the bomb strat. I don't remember what these enemies are called. I always call them little frogs.
I believe those are B-toms.
Oh, okay. So it's still a pretty close race there with an item fanfare. I'm a big fan of the turnaround quick drop that they both just did after grabbing the E-tank and then killing the little fire gamer thing.
You definitely want to do that to open up that green door on the way out. It's like pretty costly, like probably 2 or 3 seconds if you don't get them the first time in.
Yeah.
And this missile that's coming up, they're going to go through the hell rooms coming up here, the first heated rooms in the run. Since they have Varia, the heat won't affect them, but it's also, I think, their first introduction to lava. And I think it's a pretty clever hidden item in the lava in the second heated room of this area.
Clever.
Yeah, clever. Just hide it in the little corner there, and no one will ever see it.
Yeah, this is really, I think this is the only time you go through this room, so they sort of have to just tank the lava damage.
Yeah, there's no other real option. At least if you want to be fast, which this is a speed run, that's what you got to do. You could come back here with gravity so you don't take lava damage. So I guess it's not technically forced damage to get 100%, but it's still pretty questionable decision on the Dam's part to put that missile just in the middle of that lava pit, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there are dumber missile packs, so I have no idea what Jack just tried to do, so I can't even commentate on it.
He was trying to do Behemoth strat, where you shoot a charge shot from the bottom before shooting up, and it kills the Cactac right away. That's what he was trying to do.
Oh, okay. Like this missile pack. This is a great missile pack. I'm glad it's in the game. I think Speed Booster is my favorite item in this game, just because it opens up so many different tricks you can do.
Yeah, I don't really think there's another item that quite has the same impact on speed running this game that Speed Booster does have.
Thank you.
Well, you know.
Oh man.
Okay, so this is actually something a little bit important to note. Anaconda is after Wave Beam gonna head straight to Ice and Wreck Ship, so his ammo and health are important to note here. He does have superb health and ammo, so he should be fine going up to Wreck Ship here. Not really sure how much he has in his reserve, but probably a decent amount.
Yeah, he's got at least 5.
At least 5. Jax is less important, but still is important because he's heading to Crocomire right now, and you're gonna want to have, I would say, a bare minimum of 2 right here, so that you can have 3 entering Crocomire, guaranteed, so that you can 1 open Crocomire's door, and then at least use 2 supers in the first opening 2 rounds of Crocomire's fight.
Yeah, and Wild, the main reason Fooster brought up Wild's health is that once he gets into Wreck Ship, he has to go through a pretty extended period of time before he gets an E-Tank, and he has to fight Fantoon, and he has to go through a room where there are spiked crushers that will do 100 damage to him, and I mean, he only has 400 health max, so that's obviously pretty bad.
Yeah, especially immediately after fighting Fantoon, with a boss that's notorious for just demolishing runners' dreams and hopes and aspirations.
Yep.
It's a good boss. I think CFB had some good times, but just a little less than a week ago.
I mean, I 2-round it, what do you want?
Just not as slow. That's what we all hope for. Gotta practice that RNG, man.
Yeah, I don't know much about the wraparound shot that Jack just did, so I don't know if you want to explain it.
Yeah, sure. It's pretty simple. There's 2 ways to do it with Wave and Spacer here. You can just stand in the bottom right and just bump up against that wall in the bottom in the acid and hold angle up and shoot a charge shot, and that'll open it up. Or you can actually stand. Oh my god, I forget. It's been so long since I've done this. It's like been, I don't know, probably minimum 3 years. But you can stand up where the E-Tank is at a certain spot and shoot angle down and hit it from there. Now that I don't remember where it is, I'm sure someone like Dingus will say something. But and Anaconda is doing the Alpha Spark here. I'll point that out because Anaconda a long time ago said he hated it being called Alpha Spark because of it. Initially, he would do the old route of going to get grapple first, and the first spark in that route is actually what Jack just did, sparking to that pink door to get these first power bombs here. And that would, he argued, supposed to be called Alpha Spark because of that.
So should we call it Beta Spark?
I mean, that would make sense, but now it actually is Alpha Spark, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess joke's on him, right?
Yeah. He owned himself.
Nothing you can do about that one. That was an 1841 grapple for Jack. That's a pretty decent time. It's I would say that's good. It's not great, but it's good. So there you go.
Yep. I think one of my favorite things about the route Jack is doing is just the grapple strats. Just watching them, like actually being able to use the grapple and then also grabbing items, which he's going to do on the way back after he grabs these missiles. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I know he's very practiced in using a lot of grapple strats, so hopefully he does some cool spark D boosts in Wreck Ship.
He better, I'm going to bully him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, that's the Beta Spark. Oh, man. I don't know what spark that Alpha Spark would be.
Alpha, Beta.
I don't know what the C is. Charlie?
I don't think... Is there a C in the Greek alphabet? Isn't it?
I don't know.
Isn't it Gamma? Is Gamma? I have no idea. My Greek is not very good, let's be honest.
Yeah, my Greek's a little rusty.
Yeah, my bad, guys.
So Wild is going for missile fly, and you. Oh no. Okay. Well, ideally, you would spark horizontally and grab the missile pack and open the door. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets it this time. I think he's gonna bonk the door, but at least he grabbed the missile pack. So now it's gonna look like Jack is like, what, 2 minutes behind?
Yeah, something like that.
For like the next 40 minutes, but he's not actually 2 minutes behind.
Yeah, they won't resync up until, I'm going to say, a little bit more than an hour into the run. The last time they leave the Norfair elevator again, the next time they leave Norfair elevator again, that will be when they sync up.
Yeah, oh, sorry, go ahead.
But just keep in mind that despite what it may look like, they are probably closer than you might think, and judging by Anaconda's segment here, Jack is probably going to be pulling ahead a little bit.
I'm not too sure about that because Jack did mess up the Charlie Spark. He hit the top of the doorway.
Oh, well, okay, so judging by both of their segments here, I'm going to say they're both going to fall behind. That's probably the most reasonable explanation for what's going to happen.
Yeah.
In a race with two people, they'll both fall behind.
Did Anaconda turn off Spacer? No,
I don't think so. I didn't see him pause. I think he was practicing the Missile 2 round, which he doesn't normally do that. So maybe he'll do it now.
Looks like he's going for it. I hope he gets it. What Anaconda's trying to do is normally Phantoon disappears after he takes a certain amount of damage, but you can sort of stun lock him. Apparently you can just stun lock a lot of bosses in this game. And prevent him from disappearing if you fire your missiles with the correct timing. Just pump them full of explosives.
For those of you curious, the timing is 350 BPM.
It's a lot of beats per minute.
Yeah, just gotta tap, 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 man. So is this looking like a... Oh, man. Well,
it's looking like a 3.5 round.
Yeah.
But the ghost is dead. That's the important thing.
As long as the ghost dies. Well, Jack definitely has some room to catch up here.
Yeah.
It was an ideal Phantoon fight, I would say.
No, but unfortunately he didn't do Ocean Fly, so I think that cost him a little bit of time personally.
Just swag time. Even though the grapple strat is actually faster.
Let's not talk about that.
Even though what he did is technically faster, I think him not doing the more swag strat should cost him time. So
yeah.
We're going to dock him a couple of seconds for that, I think.
Yeah. This room would be cool if it didn't have work robots in it, the worst enemy in the game.
I don't think there's really anyone who can disagree with you on that. I'm pretty sure anybody who thinks work robots aren't the worst enemy in the game hasn't done 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably even including bosses like Phantoon. Work robots just are the worst, and you'll see. I guarantee you'll see this. Unless I miss my guess, I'm willing to bet both these runners will have, or at least one of these runners will have some trouble in the wreck ship attic missile room.
Yeah. Wild is coming up on the dangerous room that we were talking about earlier, but he is good on health, so he should be fine.
Yeah, barring some, like, I don't know if you want to call it a miracle or a travesty, he's gonna be fine.
Yep, and he nailed the balance ball strat, which is my favorite strat in that room personally. It just looks cool.
Yeah, it's definitely very difficult, but Anaconda does love the swag strats, so kudos to him.
Yep.
He also, oh right, since he's doing this route, he, yeah.
I was actually laughing at Jack. Yeah, Jack doesn't want Anaconda to feel bad about his Fantin, so he's
He's just
having
trying to
some
even the
trouble.
playing field here. He wants to say, you know what, I'm just going to beat you with my movement, not my boss fights or superior execution, and anything else otherwise.
Yeah.
So, that's
What a
good.
great guy. What a great friend and a great person.
While Jack was being considerate to Anaconda in the race, Anaconda actually got the bomb jump to the Rextra B-Tank first try, so that's always good. So that's a probably, I don't know, I want to say 12, 13 second mistake if you fall there.
At least. And if you're low on health, you can die as well. So
yeah, and thankfully he got through the wreck ship spike room on the way back without any trouble, so he's going to be really wanting to watch out for his health here, and you guys can watch too. He's going to want to have more or less a lot of health. I don't know the exact amount, but I'm going to say he's going to want a bare minimum of like 350 total at bowling.
oh man, that was
300.
He got through the work robots.
Okay, so I guess we're relying on Jack here to show the audience just how bad these work robots are.
I believe in Jack's ability to screw this room up.
Let's go, Jack. I believe in you.
Also, Wild had a really good attic about 20 seconds ago.
Oh yeah, that's a cool attic. Orphan came up with that. It's like the fastest method known, I believe.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult to do.
He did take a couple hits on the return trip, so hopefully he doesn't get hit too many times.
That was an interesting decision to try to damage himself with that atomic. I'm not sure what the plan was there. That's probably my least favorite missile in the entire game, by the way. That missile up high on the ocean room.
Yeah, it's a pain.
I feel like the guy who made the trippers was just like, guys, I just really want the trippers to be important. I just really want them to like take Samus somewhere. That's all I want.
That was like the only enemy he got in the game, so like he forced it.
Yeah, exactly.
And Jack somehow grabbing the E-Tank without bomb jumping. I don't know how he did it, but it was impressive.
It was probably a cheat code. Let's be real. It's Jack.
Wild Anaconda is currently trying to... I don't know if he actually got it, but there are work robots below him.
No, that didn't look good. I mean, it takes. We'll see when it gets down there, but I don't think that went off very well.
But he was attempting to shoot work robots that are currently below him and knock them into pits preemptively, and he took quite a bit of damage from those spikes.
Yeah, he's gonna. Okay, so he has to spark at least 2 more times, and he's gonna want to watch his health here. So I'm assuming he's gonna be wall jumping up the side of the wall to get up to the wreck-ship reserve tank after the missile. And you can get up more or less within like a tile or 2 of there, so you can only lose like 10 health tops if you do it well. But the more important spark he's going to want to be doing here coming up in a bit is up to criteria power bombs, and that'll lose him probably minimum 20 or 30, I would say. And at that point, oh yeah, that's
What is Jack morphed through a work robot? I've never seen that.
That is an uninterruptible animation, so I guess it works, but it's odd.
Yeah, it's okay. He didn't make you a liar. You messed up the last one, so.
Oh, good. I'm glad we could count on him for that.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm really confused about what Anaconda's plan was here. He didn't wall jump up the side, and unless he's very confident, he has a lot of energy in his reserve, which I don't actually know how much he has. I'm not sure what his plan was here.
He might just figure that like he doesn't have enough health to like, even if he would have wall jump, like to spark up to the power bomb and upper criteria, like that's gonna put him down too much health anyways. And he might just be going for late gauntlet.
Oh man, even if he goes for late gauntlet or refilling his energy, he's going to be losing minimum 12 seconds, which is a lot of time in this race, especially when it looks like he might. I mean, it's hard to say for sure, but it looks like he's might be behind anyway.
Yeah, Jack had to retry grabbing that missile pack that you hate, so. Alright, he's stopping at the ship.
Wow. I actually I actually have no idea when the last time I've seen Anaconda's top of the ship here was. Wow. I can tell you it's been a long time.
Did it for the fans.
That stopping of the ship there actually does cost him like roughly 16 seconds.
I mean, doesn't it vary sort of like based on your health and ammo?
Yeah, roughly 16.
Yeah.
Either way, this makes the gauntlets bar completely free for him. Like, he has no concern whatsoever about his health. So at least that's one concern he doesn't have to be concerned about.
Yeah, the reason why he was shooting at the ground and running into the wall, his controller wasn't broken. He was actually doing another wrap around to open up that door he sparked through. Oh, he's going for the swag.
Oh man, he went back for okay. he went back to it. Okay, all right. Well, all right.
I think it might be a little bit ahead of you. I don't know if you...
Yeah, refresh. Okay, so coming up here, Anaconda has to be very, very careful about the crumble blocks. There's a pretty easy setup to make sure you can get on the right middle of the crumble blocks each time. Got it just fine.
Yeah, if you accidentally turn too far in one direction and fall down one side of these crumble blocks, that's like 2 minutes down the drain.
Yeah, and there's definitely no one who's ever done that in a big Super Metroid, a big speedrun marathon before.
Never.
So, not once. So coming up here, Anaconda's going actually to one of my favorite sections of the game, just because there's so many different cool things going on in Brinstar Cleanup. I think the only thing I don't like about Brinstar Cleanup is that there are so many items in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So you're just waiting there for a lot of it, but the strats themselves are very cool and fun to do.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite part of 100% Run, especially in the no item fanfare category.
It's definitely a category more people should run. It's a good plan.
And Jack having an extra E-tank just sparks through into the criteria power bomb room.
I think he does that normally. I'm not sure why he does that, but I'm sure he has some reason for it.
Well, I just mean he can afford to do it because he has more.
Oh yeah.
Probably just does it to make me mad.
No, honestly, me too. I'm not a big fan. But you'll see here that Jack has a little more difficult wraparound shot here because he has only wave equipped while Anaconda had wave and spacer. So he had to spend a little more time to set up that. It is technically pixel perfect, but there are multiple pixels at which to do it that are separated by a lot of ground. So it's like you can do it like at the top of one of those little hills, or where Jack did on the little flower. It's pixel perfect. You have to shoot at the exact spot and then follow the shot down to open the door to Gauntlet. Anaconda will be going for a pretty cool escape strat here to the Brinstar Powerbomb room.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite rooms to do.
Really? I actually never learned it, so I have no idea whether or not it's fun, but if you say it is, maybe it's worth learning.
I'd say it is.
Alright.
I just like, are you talking about the quick drop and then the wall jump out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Alright.
It's just one of those things when you get it just feels good. I'm also a fan of this blue suit strat that Anaconda is doing. I'm awful at it, but I love watching it.
Yeah, it's a very cool strat. I'm definitely, even though I think the bomb method, the bomb unmorph speed keep method is, I think, technically slower. Maybe I'm wrong though. But it definitely looks pretty cool to see people do that too.
Yeah. I'm also a fan of the splicing going on Jack's stream right now.
Well,
Everyone
that's
make
the
sure
only
you
way he
proof
can
call him.
win. CFB, he has to.
Yeah, he didn't get up in 2, so
That's what I'm saying, man. He may have won series, but up in 2 trumps that. I think we talked about this before. That series is the decider of races, but we neglected to mention the up in 2.
it's like the trump card. It's like the overriding. It's like your last hope. So
White Anaconda pulled out, and here he goes, man.
yeah. And we mentioned that they did not forget a missile pack earlier, so let's see. All right, good job, Wild.
Well done.
Proud of you.
Yeah, I never doubted for a second. I probably could have mentioned the spore spawns get Anaconda there. So there's a super missile block there to you're supposed to shoot on the way out after killing spore spawn and getting spore spawn's supers. Those are intended to be your first super pack that you get, but with precise manipulation of the camera and the fact that super missiles are 2 projectiles, not actually 1 that you see on screen, you can get one of the super missiles to impact the super missile block before it despawns off screen. And that's how you get past it.
Yeah,
There are
Jack
a lot
will
of different ways to do it, but
yeah, Jack will
very
be doing it in like 30 seconds. Sorry.
yeah, so you can definitely take a look at what he does there.
Think Wild will hit Blockbuster.
I think we talked about this last time. I did commentary for what was it? Oh, the race. That's right, between Jack and Wild, and talked about how he said Blockbuster is so free, it's just embarrassing if you miss it. So here we go.
Looks like you got it.
There you go.
Yeah.
No embarrassment for him, but Jack's fate remains to be seen. Although hopefully we'll see it. It won't be spliced or anything.
Yeah. Break out the spectrograph, to be honest.
Gotta check those audio levels, make sure there's no pops in it.
I think Upper Meridia, or whatever you want to call the initial area in Meridia, is also one of my favorite areas. Like,
you mean before Aqueduct, like that area, or?
Yeah, like all the beach and stuff like that. I really enjoy the movement in this.
Okay, I can agree that they're definitely very skillful and they look cool, but it's probably my least favorite area because it is a very difficult section of the game to do. Especially beach. Those rims are terrible, man.
I don't know, I'm just gonna disagree. I enjoy them.
Alright.
I mean, I'm bad at the game, period, so it doesn't really matter, you know?
Yeah.
Wild's about to grab my favorite missile pack in the game. Like,
oh, man.
I don't know why. This
correct me if I'm wrong, CFB, but I think that's the one item in the entire game that you cannot find with X-Ray.
I was told by someone, I don't remember who, that if you're on the mama turtle near it, it's on screen and you can X-ray it.
Okay, who's gonna do that?
I don't know. I'm just telling, dude. I agree. I think it's stupid. Like,
yeah, that's a really dumb missile.
all right, Jack is coming up on Blockbuster, so I really hope he gets it. Otherwise, that'd be embarrassing for him, and I'd feel embarrassed for him.
I think we'd all feel embarrassed for him, CFB.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing.
Probably just cut Jack's feed right now. There's no real need.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cover it up with like a raccoon picture or something on my monitor.
Yo, good call.
What are the little spiky dudes called again on the ground?
They're literally called ouches because Nintendo has a lot of imagination.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Wild doesn't have grapple, or he could kill them while they're going to the left, I believe.
I don't know if grapple kills them, but you can use a super. Like, yeah, they can only be killed when they're like, I don't no idea why this is, but they can only be killed while they're heading to the left, unless you use a power bomb. Power bomb can kill them anytime.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I thought grapple could kill him for some
I don't
reason.
know. No, grapple can does a lot of weird things with enemies that are invulnerable to it. It can like delay their animations by like a frame or two or something, and like that's how you can manipulate. That's what the old strat used to do when you have grapple here. You can use grapple to manipulate the ouch.
That's
to
what it was.
hopefully make it not rise up when you come back. Oh, Anaconda almost got the beach ball. Just didn't morph in time. Speaking of morph time.
Jack is having a little bit of trouble getting the Mama Turtle E-Tank with grapple.
Yeah, he went for the faster strat here. It seems to be not faster the way he's doing it, which is failing it mainly.
It's kind of backfired.
Something that's actually pretty interesting here. Because Anaconda got the ship refill, he has like insanely way more ammo than he normally would have. And that doesn't normally seem like it would be that big of a deal since you're getting all of the items anyway, and it would seem like you would always have a lot of ammo. But there are actually a lot of circumstances in which you can sometimes run out of power bombs in Lone Warfare, and you technically do want more supers for Ridley because it is faster.
Yeah.
So this may actually not lose him as much time as I said, 16 seconds.
That was an unfortunate mid-air spark. Free full halfie.
Yeah. Doing a lot of wall jumps in full halfie definitely looks cool, and it definitely saves a frame or two. But it definitely makes it a lot more difficult to execute full halfie cleanly.
Would you say that, I don't know about you, but Dragon is my least favorite boss?
Oh man. I would say that before I started doing or wreck ship first, I would say I wouldn't mind it as much, but once I did, I would definitely say it easily became my least liked and most hated boss by far.
Phantoon or Dragon?
Dragon.
Okay.
It is just terrible, man.
For some reason, Dragon can be damaged by Shine Sparking with the speed booster. So that's what they do. And Wild got a really nice 2-round. He's going for Meme Suit. I don't think he got it.
No. Yeah, it's kind of weird about why Dragon is damaged by Shine Sparks. And the developers clearly intended it because the enemies actually have a vulnerability pointer to Shine Sparks. Because normally they take the normal damage for Shine Sparking an enemy is 300 damage per frame while you're in the enemy. But Dragon actually takes half damage from that. So you do 150 damage to Dragon per frame when you're inside her hitbox. So they clearly intended you to be able to damage her with Shine Sparks, but you're not able to actually charge a spark in her room normally. You have to do short charging. So that may or may not be evidence that the developers were aware of short charging.
Dear Force knew.
Dear Force knew, man.
And Wild did not forget that E-Tank before the sand pit. He will be coming back for it. You have to do 2 passes through this area anyways, so...
3, right? Through the ball E-Tank room.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about the room he fell into.
Oh man. Yeah, sorry, I was busy watching him almost softlock. That's always a good thing.
That was neat.
Yeah, that's always scary.
All right, Wild's actually going to be coming up onto the trick that makes the route he's doing possible. Because he does not have grapple, he sort of has to get into this next area in an unintended way. He's going to try and freeze this. They're called Puyos, right?
Yes, they are.
He's gonna try and freeze a Puyo, which is better than Tetris, in a very specific spot so that he can land on it and then clip through the platform above. And if he messes it up, he has to reset the room. It's gonna lose a lot of time.
And what CFP means by a pretty precise position is that it's actually pixel perfect. So
he got it though. So good job, everybody.
Yeah, great job, Buzz.
And now he gets to wait, like, I don't know how long the Shack Tool room is, but it's
something long.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the number of times I've just sat there being bored, and then I suddenly realized, hey, wait, I've been here for a while, and then it's done.
Yeah. It's like my mid-run Twitter break check, because that's the kind of person I am.
Of course. I think my personal favorite is when runners learn their misfortune that Shack Tool is actually vulnerable to Shinespark echoes. That's always my favorite.
I didn't even know that.
No big name runners have done that ever.
Never. Thankfully, Wild has finally gotten the spring ball, which is
this is where the speedrun of 100% actually begins.
Yeah, everything else
was just building up to this. And now the real run can begin.
Yeah. One of the more annoying things with spring ball, at least for me, is that you can no longer unmorph from morph ball with jump. I'm a big fan of pressing jump to unmorph while on morph ball, and you can't do that with spring ball. You have to press up.
Yeah, there's no other way to do it, and that's something I never really had a problem with because I always used up to unmorph. But it's definitely something that it's useful to learn to do both and know which times to do either one of them.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that I think is cool about 100%. You have more items, so you need to learn to use item cancel, unless of course you do the route that Anaconda's doing. You don't need to worry about that.
Except for Turian.
Except for Turian, yeah. But 100% really teaches you to use more of the game's mechanics, like item cancel and jump and or up to unmorph, stuff like that. Just little very minor things that aren't in any percent.
Aren't in really any other percent either. I mean, except maybe GT?
Oh yeah, no, not as much really.
Yeah.
Just because it's so short, really, that's mainly it.
Yeah. I think reverse Cack Alley might be my favorite room in Meridia when you get it correctly.
Oh man, yeah, Cack Alley is good both ways, honestly. In 80% and 100%.
Yeah. Just thread the needle. Let's see if he gets it. A little too high, but still pretty good.
So Anaconda just now gets this E-Tank. This will be it's not really important. Like, he's gone through this room 3 times. It's obviously slower to get it on the first time through, but it isn't. The only reason it actually matters is whether or not to get it on your second time through or the third time through. The main reason people like to get it on the third time through, the last time, the one he just did right here, is he's not going to be getting any energy refills or E-Tanks for a pretty long time. So it's a lot easier to just get it as late as possible. So you have more time with more energy. So you have to worry about energy in Low Warfare. He went for a really cool spring ball strat with Blue Suit to get up into this area, but he unfortunately, I didn't actually see, he either bopped his head on the platform or he didn't get enough speed before.
He didn't have enough speed.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really, really difficult trick. This is a very small window in which to get it. And all in all, this has been a This has been a pretty solid Meridia for Anaconda, minus some bigger things like full halfy and missing that aqueduct thing. That aqueduct spring ball.
Yeah. I'd say overall, though, it's been pretty solid. This will be the Meridia if he gets this double D boost, though.
That's always
All
the... Well,
he got it. Run confirmed.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. Once you get the up and 2, and now we got the double D, Jack just can't compete.
It's the over into, I don't know.
Over into.
Just make everything in pairs. I really hope Wild does not forget crate missiles.
I don't think he will. Let's see if he gets this strat, though. Very, very difficult strat. He's going to try to be aiming down. Oh, wow. So he did. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. That's a very... I don't know how tight it is, but it's very hard to do, at least for me.
It's a lot of very accurate button pushes in a very small amount of time.
Yeah.
So, pretty difficult. Let's see if he's getting... Oh,
he's gonna get this.
Oh, he's gonna get this.
He got it. He got it.
Oh, man.
Once you get up in 2...
It's just the run, man. Okay, so that trick... it obviously doesn't save like a crazy amount of time, probably like 45 frames-ish, probably maximum. But it's so incredibly difficult to get because it's, number one, a very short charge, but not only is it short, but you can't actually do it too short. It's a very specific amount of speed you have to have in a very specific jump. It's just really, really difficult to get. Very, very impressive.
Yep.
And you'll see Anaconda already has ice, so he's going to be going straight down to get this missile instead of going to get ice, which Jack will be doing shortly. And now Anaconda will be heading down to Lower Norfair. Very, in my opinion, I think it's a lot of fun at 100%. Because in almost every other category, you're just like very, very concerned about health and ammo management. And Lower Norfair 100% is just one of those areas you can just blaze through it. You get screw attack, you get everything, you can just bust right through all the key hunters, and pretty fun.
I like Lower Norfair a lot, and I think a lot of the reason why I like it so much is because it's immediately after Meridia, which I hate.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Ooh, Anaconda was a little bit too far forward on that D-boost, and he bops the edge there, going into the lava pool for Lower Norfair elevator.
Anaconda's coming up on one of my favorite strats. Space jumping through and then springballing to the statue.
Oh yeah, very, very cool. It's pretty precise. You have to... I think the most difficult part about this is having wave, because the wave beam can actually screw you over quite a bit by not hitting the door correctly.
Yeah.
Because it like almost perfectly coincides, like the wave like length almost perfectly coincides with missing the door. You have to do it really, really precisely to get it open. Okay, so now that Jack will be going to get ice, the only difference that'll be separating Jack and Anaconda is Crocomire. So they're a little bit more converged, but still not there yet.
And Anaconda's going to be able to do Crocomire's area with like every other item, so it's going to go a little bit quicker for him.
Okay, definitely a lot of fun to do that area when you're used to not doing it with all those different items.
It's fun just fighting Crocomire with plasma because it's not even a fight.
I mean, one shot is still a fight. So you see Anaconda there, there's GT, Golden Chorizo is definitely a pretty difficult fight, and this, speaking of hard fights, it's definitely a very difficult fight. You gotta do the hard strategy of standing in a spot and then shooting up.
It's pretty rough, man.
Yeah.
You gotta get those optimal charge shots in.
There is some nuance to it. You'll see he was crouching there and aiming up. You have to crouch and push angle up and angle down to aim up. So if you're one of those unfortunate individuals, excuse me, and by unfortunate individual, I mean a crazy person who doesn't have both angle up and angle down on your controller bound, you cannot do that strat. And there's some runner people may know of who doesn't have angle up and angle down bound on his controller. There's a little guy called Behemoth. So
Really?
I give a shout out to him. He came up with an interesting strat to double hit Golden Chorizo.
I think Jack's gonna actually go for it. I'm pretty sure he's practiced it.
The Golden Chorizo fight?
Yeah. Not the. I mean, he has like an opener. I think is that what you're talking about? The opener.
No.
Fight?
Because Behemoth doesn't have angle up, angle down. He you have to crouch.
Yeah.
while
Oh, he has
shooting
the
up
different
to
double
hit.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the opener.
No, not the opener. Although that's also something Behemoth did.
Yeah. I thought Jack came up with that.
Did he? I have actually no idea. I mean, it's definitely been known because obviously the task did it, and people have been doing the same idea on Ridley, which I think the only people I see do that on Ridley are Behemoth and Zoast.
I'm gonna credit Jack with it and say the task stole it from him.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You can quote him.
CP Adolf's 2008 or 2008 task?
Yeah, he's a fraud.
Yeah, total fraud. Stole it from Jack. So we were talking about this before, but Anaconda has so much ammo because he went to the ship first for the refill after wreck ship. He actually has a pretty easy choice here to use. I would say a bare minimum of 9 supers on Ridley to make that fight go just a little bit faster. Probably save him 9 supers, probably a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds, maybe 3 if he gets lucky.
Yeah. Jack did go for the opener on Golden Series, though, by the way.
Yeah, so what Jack there did, he it's just how do I explain this? When you shoot a charge shot, you have to wait for the next charge shot to fire. So the farther away you can fire a charge shot is more efficient because you're spending less time charging your next charge shot, right? So if you can fire a charge shot and have it hit the enemy from across the room and charge your next shot sooner, you're saving almost that entire charge timer. It's almost about a full second because each charge shot takes 60 frames, 1 second to charge up. This is a little small optimization there. And Anaconda actually didn't use supers on Ridley. I guess he just wants to be really, really safe for Turian. There's just no possible way he wants to get screwed over, which is fair because if I remember correctly, he did get screwed over in his last race with Jack in Turian.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
It was either him or Jack. I know one of them got screwed with super missiles.
But yeah, screw attack makes Lower Norfair kind of a joke.
You see Anaconda clipping through that platform there. Another task strat that was adapted for real time by 2Cat, I believe.
I don't know the history of that in RTA, unfortunately. This Firefly E-Tank deboost is another one of my favorite strats. Landing on the, I hope he lands on the Firefly. Nice.
Oh, nice. Very well done. Yeah, that's another one of the examples of just a super small optimization that'll probably save him less than half a second. But it's just that small little things that, in this category, since it's so long, every small little thing adds up in the end.
Yep.
And we'll see if Anaconda goes for Did you get it?
Nope.
Okay.
It's having a little bit of trouble getting up in the top hole.
Oh yeah.
I do like the opening it with screw attack though. I never thought of that.
Oh, you just normally power bomb or bomb it?
Well, he thought he had the Hoodary special, which is that trick he tried to do,
Yeah.
but he like screw attacked it. I don't really bomb it because I'm stupid.
Yeah, the screw attack is definitely a little better. I know our resident world record holder just refuses to go for auto ruby special and screws attack the block right away.
Doesn't go for Hoodary special. Doesn't have both angle buttons bound. Still gets world record. How does he do it?
I don't know, man, but it looks like Jack is actually using supers here on Ridley, and he has a lot less than Anaconda had. So he actually is going to be hoping for some super missile drop luck here, because leaving Lord Orpha with this view is pretty questionable in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's just leaving it up to the Metroid gods.
I don't know if he thinks he's behind and he has to make it up, or he just is going all out. I'm not. It's pretty questionable whether or not he's behind. It looks kind of close, but again, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty close race, I think. Because every time I look over at Jack when his video is up, like it doesn't look like he's like making like big mistakes or anything.
I mean, it's hard to tell considering it's not up that often, but you know.
Yeah.
This is my least favorite room in the game, actually. The one that Anaconda was in, the reserve tank.
You hate this room more than the work robot room?
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Because the work robot room can go right. Like, there are things you can do to make it look fast. This room, nothing you can do will make it look fast. It'll always look slow and ugly and clumsy. Guaranteed.
I mean, I guess, but there's no work robots in it.
I mean, it's a close battle between the two. I'll give you that.
I don't know. I don't hate that room, so like I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Okay, so Jack's going for that deboost off Fire Flea onto the Frozen one.
While it's coming up on Crocomire, if you blink, you might miss this fight.
I think Jack might be ahead here. It's really hard. I don't know, man.
It's rough.
I'm so bad at estimating this, but it feels like Jack might be ahead here.
I think he might be as well. But what just happened there with Crocomire is, correct me if I'm wrong, but when he has his mouth open and you hit him with plasma, it does damage. It like hits him every frame that it passes through him, and then the game sort of like stores up all those hits, and it just does all of them at once, so it keeps backing up.
Yeah, I think charge shots do. So like it counts. Crocomire is an interesting boss in that it counts damage in terms of steps back, because he doesn't actually have any. He doesn't actually have a health. Okay, I'll take that back. I think he does actually have health, but he can't really be damaged by anything. But mainly the way he takes damage is by steps taken backwards.
Yeah.
And charge beam, if you hit him with any variant of charge beam, with any number of beams otherwise, it does 2 steps back. Since plasma beam multi-hits enemies, it does like, I don't know how many different steps back, but it's definitely way more than enough to push him over the edge.
Yeah.
That's basically what you need to know.
I'm a little sad that Wild did not get meme suit there. He got the bad frame 2 more times.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's kind of a trap, because a lot of times what people do, they have to curtail their movement and like be really, really safe once they get it. So what we're talking about here is that Anaconda was going for a spark suit off the spikes in Crocomire's room. What that allows him to do is charge a spark and run anywhere, so it's a little bit different than Blue Suit. And he would use it in X-Ray's room, pre-X-Ray, and it saves about 6 seconds. but you have to, whenever you're in the air, you have to avoid pushing up or angle up, in addition to some other restrictions. And a lot of times people have to take those rooms so safely that they lose more time than they would gain if they'd done it perfectly.
Yeah, that happens to me every time I get it, and then I lose it in that tower anyway, so it's like double worse.
Exactly. It's a pretty bad example of a bad risk to take, in my opinion, unless you're really, really confident.
But it looks so cool.
That is a good point. It looks very cool.
Also, Jack got a really cool like spring ball deboost strat, and it looks like he is ahead by a pretty decent margin here.
Yeah, I would say at least he's going to be ahead by like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is...
some Metroid skip away. So.
A Metroid skip away, as people like to say. So right there on the elevator, Jack's going up. That is exactly where their routes converge. He got there at 105.27, I think? And we'll see where Anaconda is. It looks like more than 20 seconds.
Yeah. Still about a Metroid skip away in 100%, so...
Yeah, because Metroid skip costs a lot more time in 100% than it does in 80%, because of how much energy you have. So it was like a 106.03, something like that? I missed it?
Yeah, something like that.
So 36 seconds.
Quite a bit of movement left, so...
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of difficult movement left as well, so we'll see what happens here. I know Anaconda will probably go for the hardest strats here, so if he executes them well, he can definitely make up some time against Jack, who I know goes for some safer strats, up to X-Ray and after X-Ray going to G4.
Think we're going to see a reverse Slinky?
Realistically, no, I don't. I think it's a pretty safe bet.
Come on, man, he got up in 2.
He did. You know what? You're right. All right, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see it. Let's see it, Anaconda. Okay, I really still do want to point out just how low Jack's super count is. This is terrible. Like This is actually like really, really bad for him here.
This is bad. Like he's going to lose time in Turian because he's going to have to use missiles and grouping. So.
And he might even lose time to Other Brain 1 as well, but having to use missiles instead of supers. So this is a huge advantage for Anaconda. I'm going to give him at least a 10-second disadvantage here. So it's a little bit closer than it looks even.
Yeah. Then you factor in the swag of not getting up in 2, and it's not looking good for Jack.
I think Jack's already lost this. It's gone.
Yeah. Pyle really wants reverse Slinky.
I think he did this in his last race too with Jack. I don't know, man. All he has to do is play cleanly, and he does not.
I definitely appreciate the effort, and I respect the dedication to it, though.
Oh, I can definitely agree with that. I think he might have been lulled into a false sense of security by his up in 2 performance something about an hour ago.
Maybe.
And so he thought he could get it.
That room that Jack just came out of is one of the weirdest ones to me. Just a random invisible bridge. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I thought I had something like insightful to say, and I just wanted to point out that is just
Look at this clever trick we made, an invisible bridge, guys. And then there's boulders on top, like, why?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wild did get the, I don't know what you call that mock ball where you like sort of like clip off the corner, but that is a sick thing to get.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty cool. I'd like to know what Jack's thought process is right now, having one. Like I gotta know what he's thinking right now.
I mean, whatever he's thinking, we probably shouldn't verbalize it on the stream.
It's definitely not a family-friendly thought process.
I mean, he is going to pick up another super back here, so
He's going to use one of them to, so he'll have 5 going to Turian.
yeah,
That's, I don't know, man.
it's not good. It's not good. I believe in him though. Maybe Behemoth will bless this run and he'll get like 9 super drops in room 1.
Oh yeah, maybe. He can't do any grouping strats. Oh, you know what? He can do grouping strats because Jack is a quitter and he actually takes off screw attack before entering Turian. So he actually can do grouping strats.
Yeah, man, he thought ahead.
Man, don't I feel foolish now?
You look like a fool right now.
Oh, I don't know.
This is gonna be good either way.
Oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be some time for Anaconda to catch up. I'm a little sad. He really wanted to get the. He decided that the attempt for reverse slinky was more important than winning the race. No, it's fine.
He just wanted to do it for the fans, and I respect that.
That's fair. If Jack had more supers, he could potentially be on a 117 pace here. I'd like to point that out.
118 is still solid, so.
Yeah, this is a pretty free 118 for Jack here. Anaconda will be about a minute behind. A little less.
What usually goes through your head when you're in G4 and you're waiting on a PB pace run?
Well, I just had a PB pace run. I can tell you 100%, I really did not care. I wasn't nervous or anything. It was 100%, but... Because I don't know, the last time I've been on a PB pace run in a category I cared was about a year ago. So, I don't know, man. It's been a while.
I'm usually just like, how is this run ahead?
That's another one too. It's the time to think back about all your misfortunes and the things you've done wrong.
Yeah. It's a reflection.
Looks like he's doing grouping strats.
Yep.
But he's not grouping. What is this? Oh, he doesn't do normal grouping too, does he? He does this weird thing.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
That's just oh my god, what is that room? And then room 3. Well, that went about as well as his last 2 rooms, I would say.
Like, I'd make fun of his room too, but then I'd remember that his PB is better than mine in 80% and 100%, so he would just rub that in my face. So
you can always just do a run in any other category and just say you'll have a better PB in him than any other category.
Yeah. I wanted to just break him and make him run every category instead of playing Prime.
Oh man, that's one way to make Jack hate his life more. Oh, almost that was a weird mistake that Anaconda made on room 1. That's not something I would see from him normally. And yeah.
Jack went a little too early there.
Well, just like this could be Anaconda's chance to catch up.
Yep. If Anaconda gets Metroid skip, this is going to be a much closer race.
Oh man, even if he doesn't, or even if he does, I don't know, this will be really close.
Yeah. Like, Jack still has a decent lead, but I mean, with stand-up glitch, he's also down supers, as you mentioned.
Oh, he has enough to be efficient, as long as he doesn't miss any.
Yeah.
Well, It's definitely.
I'm invested, and I don't know what is happening on Jack's.
Is he?
Like,
What is he doing?
he really wanted to get in the glass, man.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna look into the fact that while it has 220 missiles, I'm just gonna ignore that for now.
Wait, really? Should we talk about stand-up glitch?
Oh, that's probably good. Okay, so I'm sorry. This race is pretty close, so I'm trying to watch this close. Any little thing can bring Anaconda back here. But basically, what happens is you want to have above 700 energy or above when Mother Brain first damaged you with Rainbow Beam, and you can just stand up like Jack did there, and you can then. Mother Brain's health for Phase 3 isn't set until the baby Metroid. I don't know literally the exact point, but it's around when baby Metroid is draining her head and she's like grayish. There's like some point a little bit before the baby Metroid detaches it. You can start damaging her while you're standing up.
Wild forgot to put himself at 700 before Rainbow.
Yeah. Well, the one thing you can say about Anaconda is that he is very, very dedicated to swag and memes. Because...
Yeah. One thing with stand-up glitch that you have to do that's kind of annoying is the baby Metroid will actually like block your beam shots, so you have to like jump into Mother Brain's face as you deliver your shots. It's pretty annoying.
You can get in a good rhythm with it, but it really depends. Like this stand-up is actually a very, very difficult and complicated setup to do efficiently and quickly.
Yeah.
You want to have all of the Mother Brain's onions hit the Metroid, because you need to have 10 sets of onions hit the Metroid for the cutscene to start, and you need to have the Metroid fill you up to full before those two things need to be met before the Metroid can do its final cutscene to die. So if you get hit while the Metroid is filling up your energy, that's time lost. If the Mother Brain misses onions on the Metroid, that's. If you miss time charge shots, that's time lost. And this is all predicated on the fact that Mother Brain can do a number of different attacks. Well, mostly on the rings, but she can move her head up and down, making it more difficult to make sure the Metroid gets hit. So
I'd also like to point out that apparently Jack has Moonwalk on.
What?
He like moonwalked when his beam was changing. I don't know if that's something you can do normally, but...
Oh no, I don't think he has Moonwalk on. That's just a relic of the fact that your sprite is set to a certain thing when the beam is changing. And what it's set to kind of depends on what you're doing.
Yeah, well, it looked cool.
So, that's that was Blue Bomber by Anaconda. Unfortunately, it was Blue Bomber that probably did not save time.
And Jack does get a 118. Nice.
So GG from Jack. Very, very well played. 118 is nothing to sneeze at. It's a very respectable time, especially in a race setting. Anaconda really not very far behind at all. Some, in my opinion, questionable decisions might have cost him the race here. It was really, really close at the end, but definitely still a very, very strong showing from Anaconda. And I'm pretty happy to see this race was as close as it was. I thought it was going to be close, and they didn't disappoint.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to see two well executed like showings of the both two different routes of this. So
Indeed.
we do have to wait for the credits to confirm it is 100%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring up that 220 missiles that he had, but we'll see. I'm pretty confident he doesn't. Like, there's no way they really miss an item. It's just
No.
kind of funny. So that was Super Metroid 100%. Pretty fun. I think still plenty of crazy cool things left to come up. Got Gradius 3 coming up next. That's a race between Toad 22484 and Enemy TV.
Gradius 3 is a very hard game. That's my comment. That's my commentary on that
CFB.
game. Yeah, no problem.
I'm pretty sure that's everybody's comment, guys. Of course, this is coming from the Super Metroid crew, so.
Yeah.
So what's that tell you?
Samus
If
doesn't-
they're telling you it's a hard game, guys, it's probably a hard game.
It's a pretty hard game.
Samus doesn't blow up in one hit and lose all of her stuff, so I mean.
True, but there's probably a ROM hack for that.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much for that. Anything else you guys would like to say before we head off towards, as you said, Radius 3?
No, I think just give the runners a follow, both Jag879 and Wild Anaconda. They both love it, I think, and thanks for joining me on commentary, CFB.
Yeah, thank you for joining me as well, Fuzda, and I'm going to echo what he said. Say you should follow both runners because they're both good dudes and they are good at this game. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming by. And again, thank you very much. And that was Super Metroid 100% by Jack879 and Wild Anaconda 69. And speaking of people, I am the Green Leaf Effect, and for the next 4 hours, I will be your host. And as they did mention, coming up next, we're going to have a couple of nice retro-inspired things, which is entirely retro, but I say that specifically because we get the RGL TV crew coming up. We're going to have, as first, Gradius 3, a race between Toad and Enemy, followed by Axelay by Enemy, and then we're going to have Desert Strike by Rock Dog. So that's what we have coming up for you next. And we're going to get you to that here in just a minute. But before that, I do want to remind everybody that we do have a bunch of upcoming tournaments here on Speed Gaming. That we have coming up is initially, first, we have got the Zelda 1 Randomizer Tournament. That's going to be starting on April 5th. If you've never seen that before, that basically takes the original Zelda 1, shuffles up everything you know about, and gives you an entirely new game to play every time. You just saw a link to the past randomizer earlier tonight, and the same thing happens with that Zelda Randomizer Tournament. !ZR in the chat for more information. And speaking of a link to the past randomizer, that tournament is also coming up here on Speed Gaming, and that's going to be starting on the 25th of March. So !ALTTP in the chat gives you more information for that. In addition to those two tournaments, we also have a Banjo-Kazooie tournament coming up, !BK in the chat for that, and a Mega Man X3 tournament, !MMX3 in the chat for that information. Or excuse me, X3, not MMX3. So that is the list of tournaments we have coming up for you. And as I said, we are going to be getting you to Gradius 3 here in a minute. We will be right back with you as soon as we get that set up. You are watching the SNES Superstars Marathon here on Speed Gaming.
My Gradius card in the orbit.
You would